Hey boys, how you doing? How's your week going? Hey, did I ever tell you about my less bad theory? Well, you gotta hear this one. Let's get into it. So the less bad theory simply states that many times in life there is no good choice, simply a less bad choice. And to demonstrate this, I want to use the example of you, young son. The world is going through a global pandemic. 180,000 Americans are dead, millions across the globe are sick, and it's a very trying time for everybody. However, there is also school, and a great debate among every parent in this country of whether or not to send their kid to school. It's safe to say in this particular instance, there is no good choice, only a less bad one. And I want to explain to you, young son, as you may be looking at this in the future, of why your mom and I made this choice to send you back to school. It wasn't easy. We went back and forth, we looked at a variety of options. One option we thought was, maybe we keep you home and try a homeschooling thing. I'm fortunate enough to be able to work from home, so this is something that we could have done. Another option we looked at was maybe forming some type of co-op with other parents, hiring a teacher that is not willing to go back into the classroom to teach you and a couple of your other friends. And of course the last choice was to send you back into the classroom for normal schooling. This was not an easy choice. We went back and forth and we looked at all the options. And this is what I mean by the less bad choice. You see, this year you're entering kindergarten, and granted I'm biased because your grandma was a kindergarten teacher for many decades, but I happen to think kindergarten is a very important year. And one of the important things about kindergarten is the social interaction. It's important to your development. And so that we felt that if we decided to enter into a teaching co-op with other parents or try to homeschool you, you would be missing out on that key critical portion of kindergarten, that social interaction. We thought about the dangers. We thought about the likelihood of 5-year-olds keeping their mask on all day. We thought about all the things that could go wrong. We thought about the consequences of you getting sick at school and bringing it home to your grandparents who are vulnerable. We weighed every option. We talked it through. We went back and forth. There just was no good, clear choice. In the end, we decided to send you back to school, in the classroom, for traditional learning. We don't know how it's going to end. So far, it's only been a couple days, and it seems to be going smoothly. However, reports across the nation indicate that within a week to 2 weeks, the entire school could be shut down, as has happened in other states. You see, boys, life is kind of like a really busy freeway. Everyone's on it, and they're going fast, and you have to decide if you're going to get off on this exit, or this exit, or this exit. Any one of those choices you make is going to have a consequence. It could be a good consequence, or it could be a bad consequence. But the most dangerous thing you can do is stop your car in the middle of the freeway and freeze up in indecision. If you do that, you're likely to get hit. There's a consequence to every choice. Some of it works out, some of it doesn't. But the most dangerous thing you can do is be indecisive. No choice is making the wrong choice. Like I said, if it wasn't kindergarten, maybe we would have gone a different way. But this is a very important year for you. You have 13 years minimum of schooling ahead of you, young son. We can't start it off with some type of augmented experiment that may not work. We had to go with what we know, and what we know is in-person learning. Like I said, young son, you may be watching this in the future, and you may be sitting around with your friends wondering, what the hell were my parents thinking? So I wanted to tell you, in real time, what we were thinking. We were thinking that this was just too important of a year to go any other way other than in-person learning. We hope it works. We're going to make it work. And if the school shuts down, we'll make that work. Because, as always, we will adapt and overcome. But we had to take the chance. We had to set you up for success. And the only way we knew to do that, or the best way we knew to do that, was to send you back to the classroom. And I know that there are parents all over this country that wrestled with that same decision. And it's important that we not shame anyone's decision. What's important is that parents are looking at the options and making the right call for them and their children. We're going to get through this pandemic. It's going to be in the history books. Young son, I am sure you'll be reading about this in your history books for the 13 years to come. However, remember that we all just try to get through it the best we can. That's all anyone is trying to do. Because in life, oftentimes, there is no good, clear choice, just the less bad choice. Anyway, boys, that's my theory. You got to come up with your own. And as always, I love you, I'm proud of you, and I think you're wonderful. We'll see you next week.